Hey everybody, my name is Milan. Welcome to LakeSide Studio. We are located in a Lakeway on the Lake Travis, about half an hour drive from Austin. This is not a freestanding unit. It's actually part of the house, but it's placed in the basement and it has a separate entrance, which was very important to me to maintain the privacy. We're right now outside front door of the studio, and I'm gonna flip this view so I can give you this tour. All right, so we are outside the studio. We built this as a lounge, so band can relax in between the sets and enjoy the view, or if they want to jump in the water, we have a beautiful lake right there. So originally we wanted to build this as a destination studio. So besides recording, you can just come in and be inspired by, enjoying the beautiful weather and outdoor. Okay, so let me show you inside. All right, this is our live room, and I apologize for the mess because we are actually doing live online classes and videos, but this is the room. It's 500 square feet, around 500 square feet, maybe a little bit more, and it has two ISOs. It has ISO 1 on this side and it has ISO 2 on the other side. They're not huge, but a pretty good size. And they actually sound great, as you can probably hear the tone changed. We put this big giant bass traps. So double doors, every double walls. This is our kind of dedicated for the guitars. As you can tell, we have a lot of amplifiers here. Then we have a lot of toys if you want to have fun. Every single room, as you can tell, that's a tie line box. Every single room, another big giant bass trap. Every single room is tied, audio is tied into it, so which means that every single room has access through audio lines to another room. So if you wanna, the reasoning behind it was that each band member can be here, and the goal was to have at least 5-piece band. So all 5 band members can sit together in a live room, and their corresponding amplifiers can be placed in some of these ISOs. So we have 1/4-inch inputs, mic lines coming in, and speaker cables going one from another. So so far recorded, I think, 5-piece band, and turned out great. We actually used this restroom as a 3rd ISO in that particular session, so it's a beautiful restroom right here. Now, one thing that I want to show you is the gap between the internal walls here and external walls here. So they're approximately 6 inches thick, and there's between 6 to 16 inches, depends on the angle of the wall, between internal walls and external walls. So they're all built with 2-inch studs, 4-inch studs, and they have a 4-inch insulation in between, which is a rock wall. All the walls are actually floated, which means that all of these double sheetrock, so each wall has double sheetrock layer of 2 sheetrocks, is hanging off the Z channels, which means that they're not touching the studs, so which helps a lot with the sound. the difference in noise with closed doors and without closed or open is, I think, 46 to 50 dB between the rooms, which is not bad at all. So if it's loud, if you have a loud amp, you're probably gonna hear it a little bit coming through the doors, but it's not gonna impact, drum recording in a bad way. So we do have another storage place right here behind this giant bass trap, which is in between two of these ISOs, and you can tell how these walls are actually angled. And so that's for our mic stands, microphone cables, and stuff like that. I get asked a lot, why did I build the studio? Well, few reasons for it. First one is because, well, I needed some privacy, right? I wanted to actually, my old studio had a control room right next to my bedroom, so, no privacy at all. And the amount of work that I was actually rejecting because I didn't want those people or that many people inside of my house was actually making me made me make this decision. So I just want to increase the size of my studio so I can get a little bit more workload and have everybody so I can be able to record a lot more, get more business. And the third one is I always wanted to have a studio. I wanted to have my own studio. That was my goal since I was, 13 years old. And it was the right time, right place. And I had resources to do it, so I did it. Let me show you our control room. This is control room right here. It's about 300 square feet, something like that. Very, very good sounding. We only have one problem, and it's right at that spot where I'm sitting, believe it or not. But I'm trying different things, so as 80 hertz, that it's actually being canceled in that spot. So we're trying to fix it. I'll fix that eventually, but because I have this spectrum analyzer over here, I don't have a problem just, disregarding whatever I think that it's missing 80 hertz. All the walls are about 5.5 degree offset. And as you can tell, I don't have a window from control room going to live room. And the reason that I made that decision is because it's not a huge control room, but I have a glass wall. I have a sliding doors over here and then sliding door to machine room, which would add more glass on this side, right? So I can have a visual. But what I did do is actually put the live camera, as you can tell right here, and patched it into my onboard automation monitor, because when I record, I don't use automation. But once we're done with recording, if we ended up mixing, then the band's going to be here in the controller with me, and we will not, so I don't need to actually have a live view of the control of the live room. But this is how we actually overcome that problem. And I can sit probably 8 people comfortably inside of the control room. As you can see, we have a big couch right here, and all these white little chairs can be spread around and you can use them. The problems before that I had and concerns in the studio that I had before was that first of all, privacy. Second would be neighbors, right? There was a noise ordinance inside of the apartment complex where I was, so I could not play it as loud as I want to when I wanted to, and I could not work as much as I wanted to because it was not appropriate, and neighbors would complain. Here, because we did a really good job with walls and insulation in between, there's really not a lot of noise, even if you have a really loud band, which we tried putting it outside. So, and the beautiful thing about my neighbors is, first of all, they're very cool. And second of all, their house is around 40 feet from my house. So that means that even if they're outside, they're gonna hear somebody, like, you know, somebody's watching TV or something. And if they're inside of their house, they're not gonna hear anything. So we fixed that problem and that concern. And another one, the third one, and the very most important, is electricity. So let me show you what we did with electricity. So we actually ended up using 2 panels. So this is a studio panel and this is the house panel, electrical panel. So studio panel, we call that a clean power because nothing else gets plugged into this power but the studio equipment. And we have 520 amp circuits. So we have 100 amps coming from the service. And then we have 5 20 amp circuits going to the actual studio. And from this panel, this is our dirty power for the studio coming off the house panel. We have these 1, 2, 3 lines. I think those are also 320s coming to, one is feeding all the lights, the other one outlets, and the third one probably more lights, I believe so. I think it's split in 2 or something like that. Yes, with the lights for the bathroom. So now let me show you how we actually accomplished to patch everything in and power it. So this is our machine room over here. So we have a very nice machine room, and it's also a storage place for some utility stuff, guitars. So here it is. Anything that it's noisy, that's generating some kind of a noise or a heat, like that power supply on the bottom, is stored here. Now we have 5 circuits, as I said. 3 of them are here. We have circuit 1, 2, and 3. Now the left side of the control room is sharing circuit 2 and 3, so you have access to those circuits from that side of the room, from the side of the room, left side of the control room. And then circuit 4, it's on the other side of the control room and gets shared with the live room. So the way that we have everything wired is that a console and all the amplifiers and speakers are going through circuit 1, and circuit 2 over here powers up all the left-hand side of the outboard gear in the control room. So that would be everything that it's on this side. So all these guys here, and then everything right there, and then we have more on that bottom over there and that top. So all that is going through the actual circuit number 2. And we have circuit number 3, which is this one right here. Everything that is digital goes to it. So computers, routers, this automation computer, TVs, cameras, anything that Yukon digital console, anything digital goes into circuit number 3. So then we have circuit number 4, which is on that side of the wall. So this circuit number 4 gets shared with the live room and ISOs, and this is the outboard gear that goes into that, all this side, right? Now, circuit number 5 is dedicated for the band and the band equipment. So it's going to be in live room and 2 ISOs. So any kind of amplifier that needs to be plugged in, anything related to the sound that band needs to use to perform, will be circuit number 5. So the way that you know which one is dirty, which one is clean, is that dirty power has a white outlet, and that you can plug in any kind of freshener like here, or USB cables or chargers, anything that generates noise, or lava lamp over there. I mean, you can't have a studio without a lava lamp. And and all the other outlets, their audio outlets, are gonna have this red color on it, which means don't plug anything there if it's not audio related. So the one question that I get at the end is was it worth it? Absolutely. Was it a lot of work? You betcha. It's but I loved every minute of it. I learned so much. Now I know how to frame. Now I know how to actually do all the installation. Now I know how to, do my electrical. So it was a learning curve, but it makes you stronger. So everything that it's patched in right now, and everything that I use when I know exactly where is it coming from and the capabilities, by using the brand new panel that has a dedicated, I don't know if I mentioned that, it has a dedicated ground that goes to the ground on the other side. So that wire right there goes into, it's attached to the big copper pipe that it's actually buried in the ground, which brought the noise level of the studio. I mean, oh my God, am I happy or what? So it's that this console sounds, I think it's a minus 80 or 85 floor noise floor. So it sounds fantastic now. So everything's clean. So I think that I accomplished probably close to 95% of what I wanted to get from the studio, design and sound wise, and I could not be more happier. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all are safe, healthy, and again, my name is Milan, and this was a Lakeside studio tour. All right, till next time, ciao.